Robot1 here, coming at you with a live duel from my locals. Now, today I was just doing some friendlies with Shaddolls at my locals, and I decided to record one of them, just so I could give you guys some Shaddoll duel videos as well as other content, seeing as I did do last week as all Shaddolls, but didn't have time to get any duel videos. So, today we are up against a fellow YouTuber as well. He is currently doing his own sealed only journey. He is Magic Cylinder Pass. His links will be in the description if you want to go check out his challenge. He's doing like a Hydrolander thing, and this is his Shaddoll deck build with that. So we are playing pure Shaddoll. I sadly lost the die roll and was forced to go first. I just set a monster and passed, and being a fellow Shaddoll player, he just set two and passed as well. Neither of us are playing the invoke, so I'm going to flip a Hedgehog, most likely getting a Shaddoll Fusion, maybe an El Shaddoll Fusion. Both of them are very good targets, but Shaddoll Fusion just being slightly better in the fact that, yeah, I'll get Shaddoll Fusion, just in the fact that I can make it when my opponent has an extra deck monster. So, we have the Shaddoll Fusion. What are we going to do now? Seeing as our opponent has a set card. So, it looks like we might be debating on using that Shaddoll Fusion. And we activate the emergency teleport. Okay, that's pretty good, seeing as we can summon the Wendy from deck with that, because Wendy is in fact a psychic monster. Very good card to choose to summon from the deck, especially seeing as E-Tele is actually a pretty good tech to go along with Wendy. Now we're going ahead and activating the Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion will fusion our Wendy and a Trick Clown from our hands, and we're going to go ahead into a Construct. I would believe so, because there's not really much else we can go into with that. So we go ahead and summon out the Shaddoll Construct from our deck, from our extra deck, and now we're going to probably go into Chain Links. So we go Chain Link 1, Wendy, Chain Link 2, Construct, and Chain Link 3, Trick Clown. Trick Clown is summoned, and we take 1,000 points of damage. And we are going to go ahead and summon something from the deck. No, we're sending something with Construct, sorry. And we go ahead and summon the new Resh Shaddoll trap, which is actually really good because it lets you summon face down Shaddoll monsters until they are set. And we go ahead and set an Aerial. Aerial being very good for when she's flipped, she can special summon a banished Shaddoll monster. So, very good synergy with the trap card. Alright, so it looks like we are linking away the Hedgehog and the Winder, the Construct, into a Cross Sheep. That's actually very good as well, because Cross Sheep will allow us to make plays. And he's trying to Shaddoll Super Polymerization, but this is where actually a ruling came up where he could not fuse with my set monster because it currently does not have a name on the board. When a monster is face down, it doesn't have a name unless you control it. So, seeing as he can't do that, he cannot fusion with my set Shaddoll card, which name may be public knowledge at this point. But it's in fact the fact that it is face down means that he cannot use it for his super polymerization. He can in fact use his own set Shaddoll monster if that is a set Shaddoll monster. Fusion his set Shaddoll monster with my Cloth Sheep, but he cannot do the vice versa. So it looks like I'm just explaining this to him now. He's not too sure about it. He's going to reset it, and then I tell him in this part that he could actually still use super polymerization. He's going to continue using it, using his set Shaddoll monster and my Cross Sheep, and he sent a Shaddoll Hedgehog. There is a bit of glare there, and he discarded a Dotscaper. Very interesting card in Shaddolls. It's not a bad idea, seeing as if you send it off Shaddoll Fusion to make a Shekanaga, you can actually summon it back and then get a free material for a Cross Sheep. So that's actually a very good idea, and also could, in the invoked build, be used to make Alistair. And he goes ahead and adds a Wendy with the Shaddoll Hedgehog. Okay then. So what are we going to do from here? Now that we've lost our Cross Sheep, we don't have a lot of options. So where will we go? Because we have the set Aerial, but what will we do here? We could flip the Aerial with the trap, and this looks like what we're going to be doing, banishing the Resh Shaddoll Fusion and the Construct, flipping the Aerial, and then we're going to go ahead and summon the Construct in face up defense position, because Aerial has to summon in defense position. And we're going to go ahead. No, we forgot to activate the Shaddoll Construct's effect, and this is where I was like, oh wait, I forgot, but I didn't actually declare the effect, sadly. So we just said, oh, I can't use it, seeing as obviously if I did declare the effect, it would be a different story. But because I did not, we did not add the Shaddoll Fusion back. Mistakes happens at times, and that's a thing. I'm really upset about the glare in the corner there, though, because that's going to be very annoying. That's actually very annoying. But hey, we know it's a Dotscaper, and we know what's in his current graveyard currently, so that is all good. It looks like I am contemplating what plays I could potentially make right now, and I just passed turn. So I leave the Trick Clown, the Aerial, and the Construct on the board. Not the best play for me, because if he does have enough Shaddoll Fusion, Super Polymerization, we are not in a good position. But it means that cards like Shaddoll Fusion and other stuff cannot be used as well to their fullest potential. So, he summons a Cloak, and he's going to Link Summon. He's going to Link Summon into a... What's he going to link summon to? A Decode Talker. That's actually a pretty good card to summon in this position, seeing as Decode Talker is a very good link monster, having 2 down pointing arrows, enabling him to be able to fuse it into anything he really wants to. And he goes ahead and adds a Phantom Knights of Fogblade from his deck to his hand. So he's got a Fogblade and a Cloak banished. So he's got a way to disrupt my board to a degree. It's actually a really interesting duel, seeing as it's like there's a lot more interactions going on in it than there would normally be, and that's kind of like the interesting thing about Shaddoll. Seeing as it's such an old deck, there are a lot of different interactions in the deck and a lot of different plays that could potentially be made in the deck, which makes it a lot more interesting than other decks that we normally see today. So, what is he going to do now, though? So he's going to go ahead and activate Shaddoll Fusion, fusing away his Aerial and a Wendy. Okay, and what could he make here? He could make a oh no, he's going to make the new Apologia card, which lets you negate permanently a face-up card on the board. So that's actually really good here as well, seeing as he'll get to negate my Construct, preventing it from being able to destroy special summon monsters by battle. So he goes ahead and negates that, and then he's going to go ahead and trigger his Shaddoll cards. And he's going to go ahead and banish 3 cards from my graveyard. Let's see what he's going to banish. So it looks like he's banishing the Shaddoll Fusion, the Hedgehog, and the Wendy in the graveyard, which is kind of unfortunate because that means we can't get our Shaddoll Fusion back when the Construct is sent to the graveyard, making it a little harder for us to actually play the game to the best of our abilities. So what is our opponent going to do from here, though? So he's most likely using the Wendy effect now to go ahead and special summon a Shaddoll face down defense position from the deck, and it looks like he's choosing a Beast, I think? I'm not too sure. No, he's going for his deck again, so he could potentially be going for a Beast, or he could be going for a Hedgehog. What does he want to set? That's the real question. So he goes ahead and sets the... I think that wasn't the Beast. It might have been a Hedgehog. I'm not too sure what he said, actually. Alright, then. So, he's... Where's he going with this? This is actually kind of... Like, it's interesting to see where he could potentially go. So he's just going to attack the Construct, which is the correct option. Us having no Shaddoll spell traps in the graveyard, though, it does hurt, so we can't actually get the best use out of our Construct. Okay, that's how the cookie crumbles at times, and that's what happened. And he attacks the Aerial as well. So we're just left with the Trick Clown. Now, what is he going to do here? He goes ahead and sets the Fogblade, and he passes. Alright, so we draw for turn. What did we draw? I'm not too sure what we can draw to get out of this situation. Shaddoll Fusion would be definitely a very good card to get us out of this situation. Super Polymerization is also another very good card. But the question is, what could we actually draw to get us out of this? Because there are a lot of different things, but again, it's like there are good things, but there are also bad things. So it's kind of like a 50-50 sort of situation. It looks like we're going to activate a card. We're going to go ahead and normal summon Shaddoll Dragon. Okay, and what are we going to do with the Shaddoll Dragon? We're going to link them away. Into a Nightmare Phoenix. Okay. So now we have Nightmare Phoenix on the board, and we're going to use its effect. And we're going to discard a Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs to go ahead and attempt to pop that Fogblade, but sadly the Fogblade is negated due to... the Phoenix is negated due to Fogblade's effect. Kind of losing a draw there. But we have Pot of Avarice. We get to put back 5 monsters, which we have exactly in our graveyard, to draw 2 more cards. The question is, though, what can we potentially draw with these two cards? Because remember, if we don't draw a fusion spell card, then this is all in vain. But at the same time, he can't actually attack the Nightmare Phoenix, so it kind of gives us protection there as well. I believe we've also taken 2,000 from the Trick Clan as well, so we are a bit low on life points at the same time. Okay, so we draw two. What cards could we have drawn? Like, there's not a lot of options. Like, we need to get a fusion spell of some kind, otherwise we cannot play this game. Looks like we're thinking of what potentially we could do. Where's this going? Super polymerization. So we'll manage to draw a good good fusion card off of our super polymerization, and we get to send his Apologia and our Trick Clown to the graveyard to summon our El Shaddoll construct from the extra deck. And now we get to trigger the construct's effect, sending a Shadow card from our deck to the graveyard, and also gaining us a way to get over that Deco Talker and set monster. But the real question is, what could he get with the Apologia? Because if he searches something very good with the Apologia, we're going to be in a very tough spot. Because like currently he has a set monster that could be a Shadow Hedgehog or a Exclamar. I'm not too sure exactly what it is. But he searched the Wendy and is discarding it. He's going to use the Wendy to special summon another Shadow monster from the deck. And he goes ahead, and what's he going to go ahead and summon? He goes ahead and summons a Shadow Dragon? No, not Shadow Dragon. Oh wait, no, I have to resolve my effective construct before he can actually summon. So we're just making sure that's resolved. What are we going to send? We choose to send a Shadow Fusion. Actually, not a bad idea on my part, because that way we can, if we do put construct in the graveyard, then we can then add back the Shadow Fusion. And with him having an extra deck monster, we get to make any extra deck monster in the Shadow extra deck monster from our extra deck in general, which is actually very good. So let's see where this leads. I don't know where this could lead. Because like he's got all his monsters are special summoned due to the effect of Wendy. So Construct can just run into it and prevent them from flipping. But at the same time, it's the debate of which one is worked. Do I care about the dragon more, or do I care about the other set more? So we attack the random set that we don't currently know what it is. And it is a Shadow Hedgehog. So that means he won't be able to get to a Shadow Fusion spell, which will give us some sort of protection against his turn. The only issue being that his Shaddoll Dragon, when it's flipped, will be able to return the construct to our hand, meaning we won't be in the best of situations. I'm really curious to see where this goes, though. So he adds a Skelmata from his deck to his hand. Currently, this game is either way right now, because this game could literally go either way, and that's really interesting. You don't normally see that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like nowadays, where you can see back and forth games like this, where each turn, each player is having some sort of massive play. So I go ahead and make a Cloth Sheep and add Shadow Fusion to hand, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Shadow Fusion. And we're going to summon, but what are we going to summon? So we go ahead and send the Beast. And what else are we going to send? We send a Wendy. So we can either make a Winder here, or we can make an Apologia. I believe that's what the card's name is. The new Shaddoll monster. And I choose to make the new Shaddoll monster. So we go ahead and use Winder and Beast. And we go Beast chaining 1, Winder chaining 2, Wendy chaining 2, the new Fusion chaining 3, and then Cross Sheep chaining 4, stopping the Eco Talk from being able to prevent the target of the Apologia. So it looks like we're just resolving effects now. So we're going to summon a Falco in face down defense position. And then what else are we going to do? Go ahead and send this to grave. We draw one card. I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. Because like I've got the Trick Clown, I've got the Apologia, and I've got a Cross Sheep, so I've not got the best end board. So where could this potentially lead to? Like I like these kind of boards where it's like you don't know where the player might go to. Because like I could make a link for, and there's not an Appaloosa in this deck, so I can't just literally go, oh, I'm going to link these three into Appaloosa to have negate for your turn. So it's not like there's a guaranteed way to stop him from playing the game. Oh, but it looks like we are going to link. What are we going to make though? Because we're going to play Borrello Dragon. Borrello Dragon being a very good card, and then we get to trigger the Apologia. And we add a El Shaddoll Fusion from our deck. Good choice, seeing as El Shaddoll Fusion will give us the ability to fusion during our opponent's turn. And we discard a Shaddoll Beast for the Apologia trigger. Now he draws for turn. And he drew a Monster Reborn? Oh my god, that's busted! Alright. So he's drawn Monster Reborn. And he's going to revive something from my graveyard from the looks of it. And he revives my Construct. Oh no. He revived my Construct from his death, from my graveyard. That's not good at all for us. It really isn't. And he's going to go ahead and flip the Shadow Dragon from the looks of it. Yeah, so he flips the Shadow Dragon and targets the set monster. And I just let it resolve. Like, I could have activated the El Shaddoll Fusion there. I chose to let it resolve. We'll see what happens. So the Borrello is going to die. That's for sure. The Borrello's dead. I have no idea where I'm checking my X-Deck in this situation. He attacks with Decode. And then he attempts to attack with Dragon. But here's where I choose to activate Shaddoll Fusion. Using a Wendy and... I can't tell what the other card is. It might be a Dragon? No, it's a Falco. It's the Falco he added back to my hand. Sorry. So we go ahead and then get to trigger our effects. So we're going to use the Wendy effect instead of the Falco effect so we can get the good summons. And we're going to set Beast from our deck. So he normal summons a Schemata. And he's linking them away into a Nightmare Cerberus. He's going to use Cerberus.
You can't do this. Why? You can't destroy my effects. Oh, yeah. I can pop that though. It's a set.
To target my set monster. Because Cerberus actually does not have to target a face-up monster. It just has to target a summon monster in the main monster zone. And here's me checking it just to be sure that that's correct. And it is. So my beast is destroyed and I get to draw one card. Now the real question here though is, what can I draw to out construct in his board? Because currently I cannot beat his board. So the question is, how am I going to get around it? So, we drew Super Polymerization. And now we have two Winder on the board. So if our opponent tries to special summon, he can't special summon more than once. And we go ahead and get to add a Shaddoll Fusion from our graveyard to our hands, because that construct was ours to begin with and it was sent to our graveyard. So now it just turns into Winder Beatdown. So he needs to draw something pretty good to out this Winder Beatdown. If he doesn't draw anything, then it's literally just going to be beat all the way till his death. And looks like... Oh, he just showed us the beast, showing that he drew garbage. He's got... If he draws something here... Come on, make this game go longer. And... It doesn't look like he drew Nibiru, and he's got nothing. But guys, that was the duel. That was a really fun duel to watch. Thank you so much.